MMA Boxing Talk here. This is the Diaz McGregor prediction video. I'm obviously waiting to the last minute to do it, but here it is. I'm going to try to make it quick. Tomorrow is UFC 202. I mean, there's really never been a rematch in the UFC that's been this highly anticipated. I mean, everyone is so excited. People that hate McGregor are so excited. People who are McGregor fanboys are excited. You know, people who maybe aren't even really interested in the sport. You know, they don't even follow the sport. They're casual fans. It is what it is. They're excited. So, I just want to start off. This time, unlike the last time at UFC 196 in March, this time there will be no excuses, okay? None. Both fighters are going to get full camps. So, McGregor's not going to have the excuse, well, I didn't get enough I didn't have time to train for Diaz specifically. I didn't even have a southpaw in my camp. He doesn't have that excuse. And this time, Nate Diaz doesn't have the excuse, well, you tagged my face a ton in the first round because I didn't get a full training camp. If I would have, did more sparring, you wouldn't have even touched me. So both guys aren't going to have any excuses this time. They both got full camps. So obviously, both guys are training as well, specifically for Diaz. Like, Diaz is training specifically for McGregor. So he's got guys in there who are short, dynamic strikers, heavy-handed strikers, but who are shorter, and Conor McGregor, he's training specifically for Nate Diaz this time. Tall, lanky, rangy southpaws. This time, McGregor, he's going to have a lot more time to get his body acclimated to the weight, okay? Because, the last time McGregor took this fight on short notice, and they announced the fight, and then I don't know how many days after that, Diaz, there was the conflict of weight, and finally McGregor said, "Fuck it, we'll do it at 170." At that point, and before that point, McGregor threw his diet right out the window, and started eating foolishly, bragging about it. I have two choices of breakfast. No, I'm gonna have both. Just eating like a fool, and with, let's just say for fun, 7-8 days before a fight, to throw your diet out the window and just eat whatever you want, or just eat a lot more than you should be, a fighter should be on fight week, is just so, not beneficial for McGregor, and it really didn't give him optimal abilities in that fight. It's not an excuse, but it is what it is. It's science. It's the way our bodies work. So this time, like I said, he's had more time to get acclimated to this weight. He's had one fight, obviously at 170. But since then, he's been training with tall, big, heavy guys, getting practice, like getting rounds in, training sparring the bigger guys, I should say, and getting used to carrying all that extra weight McGregor's carrying, because a full camp, McGregor isn't always 168 or whatever. A full camp for featherweight, I mean, he's tiny. He's got to cut a ton of weight, and so this time, I think that will help him a lot. Obviously, it's going to help his stamina. But, at the same time, it's not going to be better than Diaz. The Diaz brothers, they're just known for their stamina with their triathlons and their things like that. Now, another thing I want to talk about, McGregor's ego in the first fight. He has a big ego. It just is what it is. But his head was just so big. And walking into that fight against Nate Diaz the first time, he gave Diaz zero respect. Zero, zero, zero respect. And that was a big mistake, because that maybe he got away with giving the featherweights zero respect, but that doesn't work against a bigger guy and a Diaz brother, on top of that. So, I think the fact that Conor McGregor, despite what he says at the press conferences and then things like that, but now he's going into this fight respecting Nate Diaz as a fighter at the very least, where the last time he might have said he did, but he didn't respect him in the sense that this guy is a threat to beat me. He gave him no respect. He thought he was going to walk in there and knock him out like all the other featherweights in the past. So McGregor today at the weigh-ins weighs in at 168 pounds, just like the last time. His coach John Kavanagh tweeted out, "Ready to go to the fake weigh-ins. Reckon Conor McGregor, only fighter that weighs in on who? Fuck me. Record or man, I can't even read right now. But basically, John Kavanagh tweeted out, Conor McGregor is going to be the only fighter that weighs in at 168 pounds, and the fake weigh-ins that just happened at 7 tonight, he'll be the same weight. He's not going to have to rehydrate, and which is important. When the fighters they cut all that weight and then they have to balloon up in 24 hours, or it's a little more than that now, but that's very detrimental to their just physical abilities. You don't get optimal functions basically because it's not natural for your body to cut all this weight and then have to balloon up a little bit. And that's what Conor McGregor did the last time, but he, instead of like in 24, 30 hours, he did that the last 7 days of his fight, balloon up. Now, this fight, I want to talk about the two things each fighter has to do to win and be successful. First off, I want to talk about Nate Diaz. Diaz in this fight, I mean, he's got to get into Conor's head in the octagon. He's got to get Conor to throw out that game plan. He's got to get Conor to be upset and angry and not think straight. And like I said, throw out the game plan and get Conor to, walk him down like the last time. Walk, literally walk. Conor wasn't using footwork barely at all. In and out, barely. He was, walking towards Diaz a lot of the times. Always flat-footed. I mean, I think I'm gonna see like I'm expecting for McGregor to have a lot more footwork in this fight. Use more in and out movement. And I just see that he has to do that. But the thing is Diaz. He has to get McGregor to fuck and throw that game plan out the window. It's the best chance Diaz has, I believe, because if Conor McGregor throws the game plan out the window, he's not worrying about, conserving energy and things like that. And I truly believe that will be the detriment to Conor McGregor in the end. It'll be his gas tank again. Can he go 5 rounds with Diaz, or can he, be smart enough and possibly finish Diaz later? But by doing that, it's not going to come easy. One thing he's got to do for sure is leg kicks. I mean, the Diaz brothers are notorious, kick their legs. That's the blueprint to beat them. I mean, just look at the way RDA beat Nate Diaz. He kicked the shit out of that leg. And obviously Conor is not going to have the low leg kicks like RDA. He's not going to get the velocity. But Conor throws good kicks. I know he can throw a low leg kick. You know what I mean? Focus on that leg, inside and outside of the front leg. And that's going to really take away Diaz's mobility, and that will change a lot. But the leg kicks are so important, and I mean, if Conor McGregor is half the martial artist that he says he is, he's got to incorporate some leg kicks, and if he doesn't, he's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot, flat out. Because it's proven that works against the Diaz brothers. Attack that front lead leg, just kick the shit out of it. So he's got to do that. And Diaz, like I said, I mean, if Conor doesn't tire, and if Conor, is fighting with protecting himself a little bit and not walking and taking punches that he shouldn't be taking. In the last fight, Diaz hit him with a lot of punches that really shouldn't have been hitting him. They didn't have to hit McGregor if he was, had his guard up a little bit, in and out, more movement. Those shots won't be there this time. And I really do think Nate Diaz has to bank on McGregor's gas tank. I really truly believe that. But it is what it is. I just wanted to put out how I feel. This fight is going to be crazy. I mean, you got half the fans saying Diaz, half the fans McGregor. Pretty well all the fighters are picking Diaz in this one for sure. But, I'm going to pick with my gut. Like I said a long time ago, after the Johnny Hendricks versus Wonderboy Thompson, I predicted Thompson to win. Hendricks to win, and my gut told me Thompson, but I said no, the experience, the wrestling, whatever. I should have went with my gut, and I'm going to go with my gut this time, and I'm going to go with Conor McGregor for the win. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. It could be a decision, but if I were to really specifically give a prediction. I'm going to go Conor McGregor, third round TKO. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think. A lot to throw at you there, but they've had a crazy pass. This rematch is so different than the first one, and I just wanted to go through all that and let you guys know. But definitely, Conor McGregor, third round TKO. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one, though. If you liked the video, subscribe. Also, check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. I'm also on Instagram at MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.